This is the afternoon weather briefing. This is for Wednesday, August the 20th. This is James Spann. As expected, got a few scattered strong storms in progress across the state this afternoon. So let's go right to the radar. And we are live this afternoon at 2:21 on the socials. Some of you watching this later on the Alabama Weather Network, but you can see a number of scattered showers and storms dropping southward. Not raining everywhere, but a few spots getting a big downpour. In fact, as we speak, there is a flash flood warning in effect for parts of Madison County for the big downpour that's now mainly to the west and south of downtown Huntsville. Out toward Madison, Redstone Arsenal, then down toward the river, then curving over to Gurley. And again, that's dropping to the south. Earlier, there was a severe thunderstorm warning. We see no evidence of this storm being severe by classic definition, but the main issue, it's coming from heavy rain. That flash flood warning will be in effect until, looks like 4 o'clock this afternoon. So again, that is a flash flood warning in effect for southern Madison County for that cluster of storms just west and south of Huntsville. The storms extend over into Jackson County around Skyline. Elsewhere, we'll kind of tour the radar, and again, we're live here at 2:22. Strong storms in progress over parts of Winston and Walker counties. Again, producing heavy amounts of rain, a lot of cloud-to-ground lightning. Let's go down to the south. Thunderstorms in southeast Alabama, same thing, producing heavy amounts of rain. Parts of Russell, Barber County, down into parts of Dale, Coffee, Geneva, Houston counties. Scattered showers into parts of Crenshaw, Covington counties. And again, these are dropping to the south. And the main issue, it's lightning and the heavy rain. Again, technically, we might see a severe storm or two. But again, if we do see a severe storm, that would be coming from a wet microburst, a quick local area of strong straight-line winds. Southwest Alabama, you're quiet. Mobile, Baldwin counties got one little bitty shower here that's off to the west of Foley. And really, that's about it. The Gulf Coast looking fairly quiet. And, of course, you know the routine. Most of these are driven by the daytime heating process. That's the main energy source. So as the sun goes down, the air becomes more stable, and these begin to fade away later tonight. Let's look at the upper air chart. This is the 500 millibar chart for today. And, again, this is the wind flow about 18,000 feet off the ground. And this gives us a pretty good idea of the situation. We have a big ridge off to the west, and again, that's the center of the heat back in the southwest United States. And downstream, a trough will be developing in coming days over the eastern part of North America, and that trough will be providing an air mass change next week, and that's going to be good, I think, for most people. Visible satellite view this afternoon. Again, the sky partly to mostly sunny in some spots, but in some spots you got a downpour. That's the nature of these summer storms. This is the regional radar composite. And again, you can see the heavier storms over the Tennessee Valley and over southeast Alabama. Also a good cluster of storms over central Mississippi. We'll check the watch warning map. We've got some spots around the nation with heat advisories. And again, coastal flood issues on the middle Atlantic coast because of Hurricane Erin passing by. More about the tropics in a second. So here's the severe weather outlook for today and tonight. There's a marginal risk up north, and there's one from Texas into the deep south. And again, understand if you're new to this, we have 5 levels of severe weather risk. The lowest level is level 1, marginal. And that's what is in place for parts of north and central Alabama for the rest of this afternoon and this evening. Areas in dark green on that map. And like we talked about, the main concern, a few storms might produce local small areas of strong straight-line winds. But all the storms will have a lot of lightning, obviously, and the heavy amounts of rain. Tomorrow, got a marginal risk up north, and on day 3, which is Friday, again, a marginal risk from the Central Plain states up into the western Great Lakes. We'll check rain for the next 7 days, valid through Wednesday morning of next week. South Alabama, 1 to 2 inches. North Alabama, around 1/2 to 1 inch. So let's do a look at weather in the tropics. And again, we have 3 areas of interest across the Atlantic basin. Of course, one is Hurricane Erin. We all know that. The second is a tropical wave in the central Atlantic. And the third is a tropical wave over in the eastern Atlantic. This is the 7-day outlook. And for the 2 waves behind Erin, they both have a medium chance of developing. Now, that eastern wave, If that develops, it will not last long. This will get into a very harsh environment in a few days, and it will just fizzle out. The wave in the central Atlantic, again, it's got a 60% chance of becoming a depression or storm over the next 7 days, but this will be turning north. Again, this is the output coming from the European ensemble, the probabilistic outlook, the chance of tropical depression formation. And again, you can see that eastern wave, it might develop briefly, then it just fizzles out. And the wave in the central Atlantic turns north into the open Atlantic, no threat to land. So at this point, we see no threat to land from either of those tropical waves. And, of course, Aaron is on the way out as well. And, of course, the bottom line through all of this is that we see no tropical storms, no hurricanes for the Gulf, at least for the next 10 days. So let's look at Aaron this afternoon. Sustained winds 110 miles per hour, spinning away off the South Atlantic coast, behaving just like we thought it would behave. Hurricane Center doing a great job with their forecast. Again, this will be passing between the Outer Banks of North Carolina and Bermuda late tonight and tomorrow. That's the closest point it will be to the United States. And then it gets hung up in the mid-latitude westerlies, and it accelerates out to the North Atlantic, becoming post-tropical by Sunday in the colder water. But again, this will produce, obviously, on the East Coast, big waves and a very high rip current danger. And the surf there will settle down by the time the weekend gets here as the system moves away. So let's look at modeling. Model fans, here we go. GFS, 12Z run, 4 o'clock tomorrow. We've got Aaron there between the middle Atlantic coast and Bermuda, off in the Atlantic, offshore. Upper high well to the west. And again, there's actually a surface front that's kind of drifting in here. Surface fronts in August can be ill-defined, and with the surface front drifting into central Alabama, it could very well be, as you can see here, tomorrow, the better chance of scattered showers and storms over the southern half of the state. North Alabama looking relatively dry, and we'll kind of lean in that direction in the forecast. So tomorrow, showers and storms around, yes, but the better chance over the southern half of the state. And again, heat levels are dropping, highs tomorrow, upper 80s and low 90s. And on Friday, again, evidence the better chance of showers and storms could be across the southern half of the state, North Alabama in drier air, but we'll mention a chance of scattered showers and storms statewide. And for the weekend, a chance of scattered showers and storms both Saturday and Sunday. It will not be a washout. Most of the showers and storms, not all, but most of them between noon and midnight. Highs in the upper 80s to near 90. And then next week, a front pushes all the way down to the Gulf Coast. And if this verifies, we're going to be in drier continental air. How about that? That's Monday, and this is Tuesday. This is outstanding. In fact, we'll look at the precipitable water on Tuesday. And it looks good. It's the colors of green and blue and brown. That's very dry air pushing into Alabama from the north. The deeper moisture shunted down to the south. So it sure looks like for a pretty good chunk of next week, two things happen. Humidity values much lower, nights noticeably cooler. We'll be well down in the 60s by Wednesday and Thursday morning, and some of the cooler pockets could easily see 50s over North Alabama. Come on now. Here's a week from today, Wednesday, August 27th. There's your trough over the eastern states, helping to give us that breath of fresh air. And again, it should be a beautiful day. Let's keep going. This is 10 days out. This is Saturday, August 30th. We are almost to the beginning of meteorological fall. Wow. So a short wave out over the nation's midsection. But really, there's no strong ridge here, a little weak zonal flow and a pretty dry air mass. I'm telling you, at this point, there's a chance we could go through much of next week with no scattered showers and storms. That is extremely unusual for August, with lower humidity values and drier air. Rain for the next 15 days. This is valid through the 4th of September. And the mean, it's between 1 and 2 inches. Temperatures coming off the NBM, National Blend of Models. And again, you can see 90 tomorrow. After that, we're under 90 for a while. And look at there, by Wednesday of next week, a high of 82, and that's with a sunny sky, and a low of 63. And again, many North Alabama communities could wind up in the 50s. And let's see, this is yesterday's long-range guidance. And let's see if today's is in. And it is. So let's drop this in here. We'll watch it all change together. And there we go. And look at that blue. Boy, howdy. That's outstanding. This is for August 28th through September 3rd. Temperatures below average across Alabama, the Deep South, and really much of the contiguous United States. And we will certainly take that going into September. Listen, the hottest weather on record in this state occurred in early September. We all know it can be scorching here, late August and early September. So that is that's a big win. All right, so tomorrow I got a program in Tuscaloosa. This is for the LEPC, the Local Emergency Planning Committee. That's an EMA event. And then on Friday, going to be at Hayden Elementary School in Blount County for a program Friday morning. And again, it's wall-to-wall school activity for a while. If you're new here, I typically do these videos live on the social side on my Facebook page and YouTube channel at about 5:15 in the morning, about 2:45 in the afternoon. And they're played throughout the day and night on the Alabama Weather Network. And if you're watching there, we are delighted you found us. So thank you for watching. Don't forget, we'll be on television this evening, ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10. And every day you can hear my forecast on great radio stations around the state, including at Birmingham, 104.7 WZZK.